Hello, hyperfixation. I'd say everyone at some point of their life has had hyperfixation. And for a lot of nerds out there, it has to be some superhero, some comic character, some show, or some video game or something like that. And the show that I'm here to recommend you today is somewhat related to a hyperfixation. Tojima wants to be a Kamen Rider. Well, for starters, what is a Kamen Rider? Well, Kamen Rider is something you might consider similar to Super Sentai. And what is Super Sentai? So basically, Super Sentai is the original Power Rangers. Basically, Power Rangers are the Americanized version of Super Sentai. I'm not gonna lie, as a kid, even I was very hyperfixated about things that were related to Power Rangers, Ben 10, or something that had to do anything or everything with a superhero. And the show, Tojima Wants to become a Kamen Rider, highly revolves around hyperfixation. So देखो, जैसे तुम बड़े होते हो, you grow up and your hyperfixation slowly either fade away or they come down to a lower level because there are multiple different things that you gotta do and you will be doing. Tojima, our guy right here, is still hyperfixated about Kamen Rider. Before I go any further, let me just tell you, the first episode of this anime, no one was looking out for this anime, but the first episode of this anime got a 9.7 rating. So just keep that in mind. And coming back to the show, Tojima has always enjoyed Kamen Rider. He has always been hyper obsessed about the show, about the character of Kamen Rider. And as a kid, he has always wanted to be the Kamen Rider. And at first I was like, ye plot is show ka? Because as a kid who has been hyper fixated about multiple things throughout his life at different stages of his life, I would agree to that, but at the same time I'd be like, a Super Sentai character, you're obsessed with that. And don't get me wrong, it is not that I don't like the character being hyperfixated about Kamen Rider. It's not that. Because even as an adult, you can be interested in such stuff. Even I enjoy ऐसी चीजें. But the thing that gave me something like, what? Was the scene where he still wanted to be Kamen Rider as an adult, as a high schooler, and even as a 40-year-old man. Yep, you heard me right, he is a 40-year-old man. The protagonist is 40 years old. But it's not just that. The man has wanted to be Kamen Rider so bad that he has trained his entire life. Much like when you see traits like Saitama, cause he wanted to be a superhero, so he trained, and now he is a gag character that is weirdly insanely powerful. Don't worry, Tojima के साथ ऐसा कोई सीन नहीं होता कि वो गंजा हो जाता है and now he can one punch every people, cause that would be copying the same concept and same character and same storyline. Though I don't think that would be a bad idea since One Punch Man is more like one PNG man and the animation is so ass. वैसे I'm talking about the bad animation of season 3 of One Punch Man, not the season 1. Anyways, coming back to Tojima, so he has trained his entire life, and since he has trained his entire life, so he can actually go one-on-one with a bear and defeat it. So ये है basic overview हमारे main character का, हमारे protagonist का from Tojima Wants to be a Kamen Rider. And I'd say कि अगर तुम्हें काइजो नंबर 8 का protagonist काफका पसंद है, then I think you would like him as well. And this is basically the plot of the show, and उसके बाद eventually there is some gang, and that gang is also from the show that Tojima used to watch, Kamen Rider, and that gang is from the antagonist gang, and they start doing robbery, they start dressing up as the antagonist and they start doing robbery, and Tojima eventually ends up fighting them. So basically what I'm trying to say here is कि ये लोग ड्रेसअप खेल रहे हैं सब मिलके. ये अजीब सी जो गैंग है, ये बस मास्क लगा के और ये विलन की एक्टिंग करती है और ये शॉप्स लूटती है, एंड दे एक्चुअली डू रॉब द प्लेस. इट्स नॉट लाइक दे आर प्लेइंग आउट एन एक्ट एंड तोजिमा कम्स टू सेव द डे. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है. दे आर एक्चुअली ट्राइंग टू रॉब द प्लेस. बट स्टिल तोजिमा बीइंग आवर प्रोटैगनिस्ट, वो ये सारी चीजें देखता है एंड नाउ ही वांट्स टू सेव द डे, एंड ही एक्चुअली डज सेव द डे क्योंकि वो इतना ज्यादा ट्रेन कर चुका है, एंड सिंस ही इज सो पावरफुल सो ही डज समथिंग अबाउट इट. क्योंकि ही वाज अराउंड तो ही स्टॉप्स देम. एंड आयरॉनिकली वो ये सारी चीजें कामेन राइडर का मास्क लगा के करता है, एंड कामेन राइडर का पोज स्ट्राइक करके एंड उसके मूव्स के नाम यूज करके वो उन पे अटैक करता है, एंड दैट मेक्स इट मोर फनी एंड लाइक मोर इंटरेस्टिंग, एंड पीपल रिकॉर्ड इट एंड पोस्ट इट, मेकिंग हिम द मास्क सुपरहीरो ऑन द न्यूज दैट स्टॉप्ड द गैंग. एंड देन आई वाज लाइक, okay, I get the point, and it is pretty enjoyable. It is like something that I would watch अगर मैं खाना खा रहा हूँ तो. But again, I was also like कि It is just trained normal people playing dress up and then other people trying to stop them that are acting as heroes, and there are people that like the villain so they are playing out the villain, and yeah, this is what's going on. लेकिन ऐसा नहीं है. एपिसोड 2 की एंडिंग तक देयर इज एक्चुअली द विलन, द हेंचमैन ऑफ द विलन, जो कि एक्चुअली शो अप करता है. जैसे शो के अंदर ही एक्चुअली ट्रांसफॉर्म्स एंड शैडोज एंड ग्रेन्स और व्हाटएवर एंड व्हाट नॉट सुपरनैचुरल टाइप स्टफ हैपेंस, एंड वो एक्चुअली ट्रांसफॉर्म कर जाता है. Not any member from the gang, but actually an outsider that transforms as the villain's henchman. Or the main villain, I don't know, cause I don't know nothing about Kamen Rider actually. So the point that I'm trying to make here is, at first I thought that these are just highly trained individuals that are capable of doing like martial arts, combat and whatnot. And they will just be playing dress up the entire show, but turns out that is not the point. That is not what's gonna happen. There is actually supernatural villains involved, and it might also be that our main guy eventually gets superpowers, or he already has superpowers and he does not know it yet. And it's also not that the show tries to play on nostalgia and actions alone. It has decent bit of comedy as well, as the girl that rejects our main guy, and our main guy saved her, but she still rejected him cause she thought he was way too scary, and she only thought that he was scary after he saved her, not before. Or the part where this kid has a massive crush on his teacher. So yeah, all in all, I'll say the show is good. It has good animation. It has a pretty decent story. I'd say it will turn out interesting after episode 2 or 3, I'd assume. So yeah, you can go and watch it. You can give it a try. Tojima wants to be a Kamen Rider. And I'll see you in the next one. Until then, bye.